Hello, Josie here. You ready for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And are you sure? Okay, here we go. So, going to give you a few more examples of when God says enough, when God says, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm, he really seriously means it. He has the word as a tool, indeed, but people like to use the word as a weapon, and they do not like to take certain text from the word that they use to battle and bully other individuals. They don't like to take that same text and apply it to themselves, right? They like to blame everybody else. So you'll have people that will come together to attack other individuals. And, there's a point in a time where God says, okay, you've tested my child enough. You've played with my child enough. You've angered and upset and hurt and traumatized my child enough. So, because you did not take the necessary, I heard the word precautions. You did not do the necessary. You did not take precautions, or you were not cautionary about what you chose to do against my child. I'm going to come at you, and I'm going to hurt you where you tried to hurt my child, right? I'm going to embarrass you where you tried to embarrass my child. I'm going to disrespect you the same way you disrespected my child. I'm going to hurt your feelings the same way you intentionally hurt my child's feelings. I'm going to send you through trial after trial, trauma after trauma, so that you understand what you did to my child and what I told you in my word about how you're supposed to treat those that I have anointed and called. I'm going to show you what I really mean by that. Now, a few examples. Forgive me, my eye right there. Earlier today, there was a group of individuals, and I had an armful of stuff or whatnot, and I was walking through, and one guy was walking through at the same time, looks at me, and no response, no nothing. That's fine. That's whatever to me. But it was a negative, evil eye that he was giving me. That same evil eye that he gave me is going to be upon him. So anybody that he's interested in, anybody that he's trying to communicate with, he was actually heading to HR department in the facility, and he was heading to HR. I believe he's going to be receiving some bad news about his position. He's going to be receiving some bad news. God just let me know that. I was walking through the lobby, and I dropped an item, and I didn't get embarrassed by it. I just bent down and picked it up, and someone was looking in my direction. It's almost as if they were expecting me to do that. They were expecting me to drop something, and it was supposed to cause embarrassment, and I was supposed to have this big old spill, this big old accident or whatever, because I had a lot of stuff in my hands. So instead of somebody, coming and saying, hey, do you need help or whatnot, they decided to project towards me. And if you do not know anything about projection magic, projection work or whatnot, that will make you do things or react in a certain way. It's a real thing. It's real. So he wanted me to drop my items and possibly damage items that I was carrying, and or just feel embarrassed because I had dropped all these items that I was carrying, right? Well, I was in the other room, and God let me know. Okay, and I can share this with you. He let me know. They wanted you to damage your items and be embarrassed because you dropped stuff or whatever. He's going to drop something a hell of a lot more expensive than anything that you were carrying, and that cannot be replaced, but he's going to try to replace it, and it's going to be a bitch for him to do so. This is some kind of technology. What I was directed, or how I was shown, was it was going to be like a computer that had a lot of information on it, had a lot of data on it, and they use it for their business, and it's going to drop, or his phone, an expensive phone that he has, it's going to drop and it's going to crack. It's not just going to be where he's going to have to replace the screen, or they're going to have to replace the screen. No, they're going to have to replace the entire item. And what it is, it has so much data, so much necessary information in it, that It's basically going to... Okay, I just heard 3 days. It's going to take him like 3 to 5 days, 3 days to a week for him to get that operational again so he can extract whatever data he needs from it. And he has... Oh, and he has something coming up to where he's going to need that data, and he's going to need to work on it. He's not going to be able to work on it. So he has now, because of what, and I hear he, so what they have done or sent towards me for jokes, laughing, giggles, and playing around and trying to make me feel some type of way, it's going to be, and I heard immediately. So this person is immediately going to have this experience where he's going to have, whoever this person is, they're going to get fired. That's how important this piece of equipment is that he has. It's going to get him fired because they're going to miss the deadline. That's what it's got. Deadline's Monday. Today is Friday. And if you know anything about technicians and whatnot, they're not going to be able to look at it until Tuesday. They're not going to have the data, the information, whatever program they have or whatever they're using, the information, they're not going to be able to retrieve it. He's going to get fired. They're going to get fired. This is what I'm talking about. It's automatic return to sender. So whatever these people do, whatever they project, they try to make me feel some type of way. Oh, damn. Okay. I just came from a retail establishment where the person that was greeting me, oh, damn. Okay, so God just let me know. He just told me if they want to be petty, I'm going to show them how petty I can be. That's what I just heard. If they're going to be petty, I'm going to show them how petty I can be. I walked into this retail establishment and I have not shopped there in probably 5 to 7 years for a good reason. I needed a product. This was in a different area, but the girl that greeted me as I entered the store did not make eye contact with me. She had the whole, pleasantries, hi, welcome in, but she did not look at me. She did not, make eye contact with me. She was just very, and everybody else that came in after me, she was same pleasantries, but she looked at them in the eye, she spoke with them, and she helped them and so on and so forth. She's getting replaced. And this is going to be fucked up, but this is the state that we're in. You know how you have, let me express this. Do you know how you have companies or businesses that are age, what is the word I'm looking for? They have an age preference, but they don't state that, we only want people working between this age and this age. She is older. She's showing gray hair and whatnot, but she's older. They're going to replace her with somebody else. She's basically going to lose her job because she wanted to be petty like that. This is what I'm talking about. You got to be careful how you treat people. You don't know when you're entertaining an angel, when you're entertaining God, and you don't know who all is in the midst of an environment, who all is in the midst that is an angel, and or who is God watching people, how they treat you, how they treat me. God is not playing. So now this, she had an issue with me because she figured out, or she picked up on, that I was what she assumed to be transgender, and she had an issue with that. So she was throwing shade at me. So now shade's going to be thrown at her because of her age as well as her attitude. That's how God works, especially when he tells you to do something and you don't do it, and you keep attacking his children, and they've already been through too much. Because I did not want to go in there. I was hesitant to go in there because I've experienced prejudice and discrimination in that store, not that specific storefront, but in that business, and I'm tired of it. And I was tired of it at the time. And the girl that I dealt with 5-7 years ago, she was intentionally doing stuff to poke and bother and aggravate intentionally, So I'm gonna leave it at that. Gotta go. Bye.